give the ladies some advice, maybe goals that women should look out for by the time they're 30 and by the time they're 40 in your experience?
All right. Well, women are a different conversation, my friend.
I know.
That was a big deep breath.
We need a different show for this one.
Yeah.
Again, so, I mean, if I was giving advice to my daughter, it would be to preserve her femininity and her beauty. Men are success objects. They always have been to women, and women are beauty/sex objects to men. They always have been to men. So now that doesn't really comply with the narrative with society today, because women have been told for decades now, you don't need no man. A woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle, blah, blah, blah. Climb the corporate ladder, get degrees, frame them in mahogany with little letters after your name, and go chase excellence. And then by the time they get to 40, they're wondering where all the good guys are, and their eggs are drying up and they're starting to freak out. It even happens by the time they're getting close to 30, if we're being honest. So I think women sort of, I mean, I hate to say it, but they don't pay much attention to this stuff, because women kind of have a free ride. Because when you're young and you're beautiful, everybody gives you attention. Even when you're older. There's lots of 30, 40, 50-year-old women today that get loads of attention from guys if they're even half decent looking. So they don't need to contemplate these things. I mean, most of the time when women ask me this question, it's because they're past their prime and they're late 30s, early 40s, sometimes 50s, and they're asking for help. And it's like, I don't have a time machine. What we need to do is put you in a time machine back to when you're 20 and talk about not running through 100 guys, not partying, not wasting your youth, getting different degrees, climbing the corporate ladder if your goal was to have a family. For some women, they might just say, never want to have a family. I'm not fertile. I'm never going to be fertile. So I just want to chase excellence. So you kind of, sort of the same sort of conversation that, we're talking about with guys. They have to get serious about the path they're on. I don't think men or women take much time or consideration planning their life path.
Yeah, I think it's such a powerful point, because I'm at the phase of my life where I know a lot of women in their late 30s, early 40s that I've grown up with, right? And some of these women were the hottest girls in school, and now they're single, right? And I'm also at the phase of my life where I still hang out with women in their 20s, right? Just kind of out there. And
terrible life.
Yeah, living in South Beach, going to nightlife, 20-year-olds. You
Horrible.
don't want this life, Richard. I'm telling you. This ain't for the weak
You should
of
hang
heart.
your head in shame.
Exactly. So, there's this whole debate these days of like, are men and women the same? Are we different? Are we equal?
No.
Are we not? I don't think there's any doubt that men and women are quote unquote equal. But I will say we are definitely different. And one of the most poignant examples of that is what I think is that a man can afford the luxury of BSing his way through his 20s. Make some mistakes, sleep with the wrong girl, date with the wrong girl, take the wrong job, this, that, the other. Next thing you know, you're 27, you're 28, you're 32. You still have time to recover. A woman does not have that luxury, biologically speaking. A woman who messes around with the wrong relationship, wrong job, wrong career, they go to school. Next thing you know, they're 27, they're 29, they're 33. Next thing you know, they're 35, they can't necessarily have babies anymore. And everything, whether it's a man or a woman, it comes down to who do you want to be? And I think that 80% of men and women, this is my opinion, no stats to back this up, I think that the majority of men and women do want to have someone in their life and do want to have kids, whether that's getting married under the government or not. I think that most men and women do want to have someone in their life, and especially women want to have kids. So to your point, you can't go back into a time machine when you're 34, when you're 37, you're 42. All you can do is learn from people that are older than you and learn from their mistakes. So whether it's a podcast like this or whether it's asking a woman, who's 40 years old, be like, are you happy with your life? Women really have to kind of make these decisions a lot sooner than men and value who they're dating a lot sooner than what men are doing. Like let's just say in your 40s, late 40s, good looking man, what experience have you seen with women in their 40s saying, Richard, I wish I would have met you 10 years ago, 5 years ago. I wish I would have heard this before. What experience do you have from women in that regard?
Well, Cyndi Lauper covered it. Girls just want to have fun. They just, they've spent their 20s and they're sometimes even a good part of their 30s, just having fun.
Yep.
And they don't think about these consequences. And why would they? They've been told to go have fun. They've been told to be promiscuous. They've been told to behave like men. They've been told to get degrees and climb corporate ladders. They've been told to put off having a family. They've been told freeze your eggs. They've been told we've got science that can fix all of this, right? So why wouldn't they just go and have fun, right?
Yeah. By the way, this strikes a major chord with me. This girls just want to have fun. Because my whole thing is, you're familiar with the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid, just break down things and just simplify them. So I've simplified what I call the circle of life. And I should probably do a visualization of this. But in my opinion, there's 4 phases of life, right? Hear me out. So at the top of the list is guys want girls. Men just want women. Girls, step 2, girls just want to have fun, right? Like you just said, Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun. You go to any club, Cyndi Lauper comes on, girls stop what they're doing, congregate, dance. Girls just want to have, we've all seen it before. We've all lived that life.
You go, girl.
Now, here's the funny thing about fun. Fun costs money. This is number 3. Fun costs money. Whether it's a date, whether it's a trip, whether it's a vacation, hell, whether it's a picnic, you still need to bring things to the picnic. Correct. Okay, you got to put shit in the picnic basket, okay? So fun costs money. And this leads me to number 4. Men need to make money. Men need to make money so they can afford the fun. Now, you might ask yourself, how does this become the circle of life? Well, because at the other end of the circle, why do men need to make money? Because we go back to number 1, because guys just want girls. And they're circle of life right there, because guys want girls, girls just want fun, fun costs money, men need to make money because guys want girls. So your answer couldn't be more appropriate. Let me transition
Adam, every single guy that I know that's in their 50s or 60s, that's a multi-billionaire, they've got tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. They all say the same thing. I wish I had more of this money when I was younger. Again, this is why I'm telling guys, chase excellence, not women. Aim to be a millionaire by the time you're 30, right?
What's the famous quote?
Get as close as you can.
The famous quote, what is it? Youth is wasted on the young. What is that?
Yeah. It is.
But isn't there
blow
also,
through it quick.
There's also like a little bit of, I would say, bad to that, because I feel like if you give men, or they have access to money at such a young age, there is also a higher chance that they waste it on things like that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, like those women who just want to have fun, they're not really long-term women. So I think essentially, even though men are making money, maybe a little bit later, I think they become a little bit more mature and wiser, so that the money becomes a little bit more like valued and not wasted on some of those girls who just want to have fun.
There's a famous quote
Well, I think
out there.
when it comes to money, and from my experience in my debt business, that men are more prudent with the financial resources than women are.
Right, but don't you think women also can be a little bit more persuasive for men to spend that money?
Oh, women are very good at extracting resources from men, let's be honest. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the what's the famous quote regarding money is that a man with money meets a man with experience. The man with the money walks away with an experience. The man with experience walks away with the money.
Oh.
There ended
Correct.
the lesson. There you go, right there.
There you go. I like
By the
that.
way, can I borrow $20 from you real quick?
Yeah, let me just
Yeah, okay,
no.
that never happens. Okay.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.